This problem has a human resources manager looking into job satisfaction. So she gives them a pretest for job satisfaction on a survey, and they're going to use that as a baseline to see if there are any improvements in job satisfaction scores over the next couple of months. So she goes out and she hires a consultant who promises that he will increase the job satisfaction scores within 6 months. So they give them a go. Now there's going to be how many measurements? There's the first one. It's their baseline. And then she gives the repeated measure again in May, right? A second job satisfaction score in May, and then one more time in November. So she's got 1, 2, 3 repeated measures. There's only one group. That makes it a one-way repeated measures ANOVA. So let's get going. So there's May, August, November. We're going to check those for normality first. And we're going to stick in our May, August, November. And again, this is the main one that I want to look at. Did it violate the assumption? Bum, 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 bum. According to this, no, it did not. Okay, again, with the 200.200 with the asterisk, that is the software saying that if you had a bigger sample size, it would probably be normal. But these histograms do not look normal to me. But we're going to stick to the Kolmogorov-Smirnov test and say, no, nothing was violated. One assumption down, 2 more to go. Independence of observation, there's no way for us as the researcher to determine if that was violated. We simply assume that it wasn't. And independence of observation is when somebody in one group is interfering with somebody in another group. So we're just going to assume that didn't happen. So now the last one is no homogeneity variance in repeated measures, but there is something called sphericity. Remember, that's the group of fish. You want everybody going up or down at the same time. So let's do it. We're going to go to Analyze, General Linear Model, Repeated Measures. And I'm going to clean this out. I'm going to hit Reset. This one, there is time between these measurements, so we're going to put time as a factor. And there are 3 of them, and we're going to define them as May job sat, August job sat, November job sat, and let's do options first. We'll click in time. We'll do the compare the main effects. And again, we're just going to use the LSD. Descriptives, effect size, power. There are no homogeneity tests here, even though the homogeneity variance test has been subsumed by the test of sphericity. And let's just see what the answers are. So here's our answers. These are our 3 repeated measures. They're the means. November, it looks like it went down. Uh-oh, it's in trouble. Let's see if it went down significantly. And again, we don't look at the first multivariate. We look at the second test of within subjects to look for the F ratio. But this says we did not violate the assumption of sphericity. Yay. So now we go to this is your money box. And sphericity was assumed. That means it was not violated. So we're going to use that row across time. And it was not significant. That was easy. So there's no significant differences anywhere. And let's just double check here. Yeah, there's no significant differences between the first, second, or third repeated measures. So let's go back and answer some questions. The APA write-ups are much quicker if there's no significant differences anywhere. So one-way repeated measures ANOVA indicated that there was no significant difference in the job satisfaction scores between the 3 job satisfaction surveys. So you got 2 degrees of freedom between groups, which is the number of measurements minus 1, and 88 degrees of freedom for the within groups, and your F ratio was 0.92, p-value way bigger than 0.05. Do not reject the null. And the assumptions of normality or sphericity were not violated. So you're done. That's it right there. Last answer, was the consultant successful? No, he was not. right? There was no significant increase in job satisfaction scores after his consulting. He's fired. MGZ out.